Welcome to OZTV. Here we talk about everything that you need to know. We talk about family, we talk about relationships, we talk about children, homes. We talk about virtually everything. So I want you to subscribe, like, comment, click on the notification bell for more videos coming up, and watch out for a new show coming up called Spit It All. Thank you. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Ozioma Anajeku, and welcome to OZTV. Today we're going to be talking about marriage, sex, and family. And with me in the studios is Faye Gold. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Our counselor Joy Uzoho. You're welcome.
Thank you.
And with me again we have Wando Mbalaso. You're welcome.
Thank you.
And also we have our male in the house, Mr. Christian.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so we're talking about marriage, sex, and family, guys. So first, what is marriage, sex, and family? Can anyone just, give us a brief definition of marriage, sex, and family?
Okay, marriage is a legal binding between a man and a woman, a covenant between a man and a woman before God. That is what marriage is.
Okay.
Sex is the penetration of penis in the vagina, simply put. It's an intimacy between a man and a woman. Family is looking for the right word to put it. It comprises of father, mother, children, aunties, parents. This form a family. So basically.
Okay. So in family generally, is family all about sex, or like in marriage, when you're married to someone, is it all about sex, or is there any other thing? I need us to understand what marriage is all about, because some people think when you're married, sex is the major thing in marriage. So what do you have to say about that?
For me, I think for a man and a woman to decide if they want to stay together, first they must be very compatible. You should know your spouse in and out, your spouse should know you in and out. And yes, sex should be one of the vital things in any relationship, in any marriage. Sex is I don't know how to call it, is it the icing on the cake? Yes, that's the icing on the cake, so yes.
Also, marriage. When, like you said, a man and a woman come together to make a family, you make a family to fulfill purpose. So the purpose you're fulfilling, one, the Bible says replenish the earth. One. Number two, multiply. Be fruitful. Number two, in fulfilling purpose, there are dreams both of you will have to build together. And that is why you've come together to build that dream together. Number three is, remember that that fruit you're bearing will grow. So you are practically building a nation. So that's an assignment on its own in your hand. So that assignment in your hand is what God has brought you in to do, to start a generation for Him that will also carry Him. So that is purpose defined categorically. Then when they say one can chase 1,000, two will chase 2,000. So both of you coming together actually as husband and wife, there are battles both of you will have to join hands together to fight, because I told you it's a covenant between a man and a woman before God. So when both of you come together to fight that battle, you're fighting that battle to win, and to win souls and to draw them to God Himself, and to also make sure that the generation after you carry on from where you stopped.
Just as she said, very happy to what she said. I believe marriage is an understanding between two individuals. You have to come together to understand yourself, and you agree that you want to spend the rest of your life together. So I believe it's an understanding, a deep understanding between two individuals. Marriage, in a sense, I would say it's intertwining, they both go hand in hand together. So sex without marriage is as good as dead. And sex before marriage, I really don't feel it's proper. So I think they both kind of like intertwine, they go together. Because if you say you come together in a marriage and you're both in a marriage, sorry to say, if the sex is not so good in the marriage, it could lead to so many things, which we all know.
Yeah.
Leads to chaos, broken home, cheating, adultery, fornication, both for the man, for the woman. So I think it's both intertwined. It's a vital aspect, it's a cake, icing on the cake, but it's quite an important aspect of marriage. Although that is not the reason of why
One engage in marriage.
married, but I think that's a very important thing. Just as you said, the Bible has already ordained it. You know, it said, "Be fruitful." And how do you become being fruitful? You don't become being fruitful by looking at the man is looking at you. You become being fruitful by lying on the bed and doing that thing. I'm doing the thing. you know, I'm doing the thing. So it's more like a command as well from God. Say be fruitful, and when you're being fruitful, you're having sex.
Yeah.
So it's intertwined.
But we need to correct also. We need to correct this. As she said, yes, I love the word icing on the cake because there are so many other things involved in marriage before the icing comes. You bake the cake, you go through process before it's baked, then you ice it.
Okay.
So that we will not give why I want to say this is because of the young people that are listening to this particular program. If you have sex in mind and going into marriage, you get tired. Sex, you must know the purpose for why you're coming into marriage with someone. Sex only in marriage will get you tired. Because if sex is the only thing that is involved in marriage, no prostitute will be single.
Oh my goodness.
She's dropped another bomb.
No prostitute will be single. All of them will be married. So marriage is not sex is not the only thing you need to go into marriage. Remember, worldly kind of coming together. You were in a relationship, you had courtship, so the guy has seen you in, out, left, center. So, and to an extent, he's even gotten tired. He can keep you and keep 20 of you. So a man, that's why in marriage, like she said, understand it. There's infidelity now because the man has even gotten tired of seeing a particular thing at a time. So marriage is there. So sex is not the only thing that you should bear in mind whenever you want to go into marriage, so that the moment you become weary because it wears off to an extent. At a point it begins to wear. So that you will be able to guard yourself the moment is no longer there. The moment you're no longer getting it, you can refocus and know that you're in to fulfill the purpose. Begin to chase your dream.
Yeah. Okay. That being said, what do you say about love and money? Money. You know, most people, money comes to play when it comes to marriage. There are some people, they don't even marry for love. As long as there's comfort, as long as there's money, they will believe that they will grow into loving that person, and every other thing falls in place. So, what do you say about money in marriage?
I want to say something. There's this, I know it's a bit contradicting for me. They said that money is the root of all evil. And at the same time, they said money translates all things.
They also say money makes the world go.
So that's exhausting. You know, the Bible tells us that it's the root of all evil, and money answers all things. So I think money is important, but I think it's not the major criteria for marriage. It's quite important. Nobody wants to suffer.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to live a miserable life. You all want the good things of life. You want to live in a good house, you want to drive a good car, and all those things is money. But I would say I would rather prefer you go for companionship. Somebody that is your friend, that you can talk to, that you can relate to, that you can share your down moments with, your sad moments, the person is there as well. Money will eventually come, but if you base it that it has to be money, what happens when the money leaves the marriage? If you go into marriage because of money, fine, it's fine, it works for some people. But if you do decide to go into marriage because of money, what happens when the money leaves? We see people go buy bankrupt. Anything will happen. So what happens there? But I think if you're married to a friend, somebody you can relate to, you can always work it out.
Yeah.
They say because when two comes together and you put God first and you work towards something, you will achieve it. So my take is, I think money is important, but it should not be the center of your marriage. It shouldn't. It's good because we all want a good life.
Okay.
Sorry, love is not enough. Love is not enough. Money. The Bible says the love of money. Not only money is the root of evil, the love of money. So when you love money more than life, you become stable. Love is not enough because there will be a time in marriage when love will die and friendship will thrive.
Yeah.
There will be a time in marriage when love will die and the grace of which you had the purpose of coming into it will begin to carry you. And when love dies, remember what we were talking about at the initial time, sex dies. That time you're no longer attractive to each other. So what thrives at that time is friendship. So let's balance it here. Money is good in marriage. Most divorce cases we have today came as a result of the man not doing anything, the woman carrying. Which the woman is a helpmate, not the head. So the moment a helper is able to carry to an extent, the shoulders goes down.
Yes.
Any support. By the way, she came in to support you.
Yeah.
She is not the head. She's not the head, her neck carrying the head. So let's balance it. Money is good. It's very, very good in marriage. Love is also good in marriage. But at every point in your life, understand that these are things that at a point might be able to cease. And when it ceases, ask yourself inside what carries me. Because at a time it might be like this. At a time it might be like this. At a time it will come like this. So at that time you have to balance it. If it is not there, can I still take this person to where I used to?
Is he still my friend?
Is this still my friend?
Can I talk to him?
Can I talk to this person? Do you understand? So anybody going into marriage, forgive me that I always cite scriptural
It's okay.
scriptural insights. At a time, Jacob was told, go to so and so place. You will find Rachel.
Yeah.
He didn't love Rachel. He didn't even know what Rachel looks like. But they just got there and found Rachel. They began to talk. That was how he now went into the journey of serving Rachel's father for how many years? 7 good years. Gave him the wrong one at the end of the day. Now, it was in the process of trying to know Rachel, living in Rachel's father's house, which is Laban, right? That this thing now happened. What am I trying to bring out? Can I advise you? I better love in marriage than loving before marriage. I would rather love in marriage. Being that we've been through that. I would rather love in marriage. I would rather come in, allowing the man to love me more. Then I'll sit down on my own, begin to develop it inside of me for him. When I develop it, remember, it was at that time that everything Rachel felt for Jacob began to grow. Living in his house, began to study him, began to know him. Because when you know everything about someone, it bears off easily. It goes easily.
It's called the see things syndrome.
That's the truth. So when you love in marriage, and that is the standard of the scripture actually, loving in it, not loving before. Because when you love before, you will love another before. And you will still love another. That's why you see a man. We have 3 women that he loves, but love them in different ways. And a woman can also be in love with 3 men, loving them in different ways. This one gives me money. This one gives me good sex. This one gives me more attention. Do you understand me? So, at a time in your life, always understand, love is not enough.
Okay, so what you say, because you mentioned that the man is the head, the woman is the neck carrying the head. So in marriage, what do you call submission? In marriage, because submission is a vital, thing in marriage when it comes to making it work. So, what do you see as submission in marriage?
Even the Bible says the wife should be submissive to the husband.
Yeah.
Submissive these days has been misunderstood. Because most people take submissiveness for slavery.
Yeah.
It takes submissiveness for you don't have a say in this marriage. I pay the house rent, I pay the bills, I pay the school fees for the kids. So what do you have to offer? Just a family food. Just be there at home, don't worry. Just be submissive. Anything I say,
Do it.
but you forget that two heads are better than one.
Exactly.
So you always have to carry your partner along. You always have to carry your couple, your spouse along. In the fact that your spouse has to be submissive, you also have to give your spouse a listening ear. Sometimes they'll be the one to have that better idea than you do.
Yes.
Sometimes they'll be the one to have that better advice, like you need at that moment. So being submissive as well doesn't mean that the lady has to bow down to your feet. When she wants to serve you food, she kneels down. Oh, your majesty. Yeah, it is, So that's what I feel, that's what I understand about being submissive or submissiveness.
So, submission, like you said, we misunderstood it for slavery. But anybody helping you is actually stronger than you. Yes. Can my head move without my neck?
No.
That's to say the neck is carrying the head.
They're tilting towards another debate here. Tilting towards another debate here.
She has something to say.
So let me now explain better.
Okay.
When you are in need and I want to help you, do you know I decided to the extent that I will which I will help. At that time I'm on top. You actually taking from me, so you're down and I'm up.
Okay.
Do you understand? You make mention of something without knowing that this is a role women play. To an extent, do you know that they have, most of the time, they see things farther than you do?
Sure.
Exactly.
Sure.
Their ideas, their brain calculates more than you do. Because you're always on the forefront, trying to get things done. But she sits behind and try to calculate this thing. I know that when you give me pen, I will use it to write. What am I writing? I will put my ideas down, right? That is one. When you give a woman a seed, she gives you children. You give her money, she turns it into things in the house. Why? She's environment. Submission in all ramification does not mean, like you said, the woman will have to bow down. But let me tell you, culture has made us believe that submission means the woman will have to lie down. You step your leg on. A man does not need sex. You can get it anywhere. A man does not need food. Anybody can give you food. What a man needs is respect. What is respect?
Yeah.
I want this thing to be done. Okay. Even when you want to give your own idea or suggestion, you bring your voice down and you give it. A man will not want a woman that will point hands at him to shout at him. That's where men flail.
Talk back.
Or talk back at him. But let me tell you something. A man now feels, even when he does something back to you, you have to apply submission. Yes, you have to apply submission. But to an extent, there is a time you have to speak up. Because if that man don't speak up, a lot of things will go wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
So we are now seeing submission that even when you slap her, sit down here, yes sir, do this, okay, like that. She's not a dummy. Men must understand that women are not dummy. That they no longer have brain. They can no longer talk. No. What a woman means by a helpmate or submission is, he said, submit to your husband. And husband, love your wife as God loves the church. That is to say, whatever God says, try at a time. Even when you go to him humbling yourself. Do you understand me? So if your wife submits to you, meaning she's submitting to you because you are her Lord, you in turn, to command that submission and respect, to come love her. If you hold the woman's mumu button, it is very easy. You don't command. See, submission comes easily when the man loves correctly. You know, I saw something in conclusion. I saw something that said, if you want her to live in heaven, create a paradise for her. Submission comes easily, very easily, without you working hard for it, because you're loving her what? Correctly.
Unconditionally.
Like she said, I saw a video some time ago, and it baffles me when you said about when you talk about submission now. The lady in question said that most African women are being submissive because of poverty, because most of them are not empowered. And she now